Hello everyone, welcome to Sunday's Candy Dish, where we try out a new and interesting candy that you could win by watching this video. And we review what kids learned this past Sunday in Kingdom Kids, so you can talk about it as a family. Welcome back, Gracie. Great to have you again in the Candy Dish studio. And I have an interesting flavor of taffy for you to try today. Are you ready?
Yeah.
So with these, just take a little bite because they're pretty chewy and kind of big. So take a bite of that and tell me what flavor you think it is, what you think of it. Let me know. I tell you, this is something you've had before.
It tastes like a kind of ice cream.
Does it?
Yeah.
Mm.
Is it birthday cake?
Yeah, I think birthday cake is a very, very reasonable guess. It says cupcake with frosting, which a birthday cake is just kind of a giant cupcake with frosting, right? Is it good? Do you like it? Is it good flavor?
Yeah.
Nice.
It tastes like birthday cake ice cream.
Nice. Well, you could try this birthday cake cupcake frosting candy taffy too if you just message me this clue you see right up here.
Yep.
Awesome.
Pastor Lyn, I have a question for you.
Okay.
What's the best piece of advice that you have ever been given when it comes to getting along with others?
That's a really good question, Gracie. I would say that it's always to remember that once your words come out, you can't get them back again. So we need to choose our words wisely.
That's a good one, because words can really hurt people.
Yeah, they can. That's absolutely right. And, often the meanest words, for some reason, are easier for us to remember than some of the kind words that people say to us. Wisdom applies to many areas of our lives, and that's been the focus of our learning this month as we talk about tools for school. Week 1, we encourage kids to get wisdom, starting with what God says and the example Jesus gives us. Then we talked about discipline, how people who love us just want what's best for us. So it's wise to accept their correction instead of fighting against it or letting it make us feel bad about ourselves. Because really, when you think about it, all of us, we're all still learning and growing in different ways.
And this week was about listening to advice.
Yeah, that's right. The Bible story we heard is found in 1 Kings chapter 12.
The king in the story had a really strange name.
Yeah, he did. Definitely not a common name today. Rehoboam had become the new king. And the people came to him and said, "Look, the last king made life hard for us. We want you to lighten the load a little bit more and be a little bit more of a gentle king."
That sounds good.
Yeah, it does. But Rehoboam said, well, he'd have to think about it first. So he went and he got some advice. First, he went to some counselors who were older and more experienced than him, and they said, "Look, if you want these people to be loyal to you, then serve with kindness. Find ways to lighten the demands on the people."
Good idea.
Yeah, I thought so. One would think so, but Rehoboam decided he wanted the advice of his buddies too. So he went to the young men he hung around with, and they said, "Look, you need to prove you're even tougher than your father. Don't listen to them. Instead, show them your power as king and make the people work even harder. Then they'll listen to you." And whose advice do you think he chose? He chose the advice of his young friends. Now, here's the thing about wisdom. It's not determined by what makes you more popular or more powerful. Wisdom is something that reflects what Jesus is like and what Jesus taught. So, here's how you can talk about this as a family. Maybe pull up your Bible app and search for the words wise and wisdom. Choose some of those verses to read and talk about together. Then ask each other, what advice can you apply to your own life from these verses? And take time to pray and ask God to show you where you need His wisdom to be like Jesus in all your relationships. Well, Gracie, that wraps up another week of what we learned at Kingdom Kids. Thanks so much for joining me and helping me out. And thank you for listening. Don't forget to message me the clue you see right up here. May you become passionate about growing wisdom in every area of your life. See you again next week at Sunday's Candy Dish.